Good morning, folks. So today I'm going to go over what all I sold this weekend on eBay. This is the first round of pulling. We had 41 sales since Friday. So I'll just scan here and kind of show. This is a cool little Navajo belt. Some perfume, some votives, CD set, belt kit, Mary Kay lipstick, some socket extensions, video games, more Mary Kay, a snap-on wrench, more Mary Kay, a little sound recorder, some cassette tapes, more perfume, and another video game. Like I said, this is the first round. I have an 8-foot table here, and I pull however many will line up, and I'll package and label those, and then we'll do the next round. So y'all come watch. A lot of times people ask what D and I sell on eBay, and as you've seen through this little process, we'll sell anything. Now this is all my sales for the weekend. Dee did hers last night because she had somewhere to be this morning, and so I ended up with 41 through the weekend, and then I got a couple of more already that I've already packaged up. So right now I'm caught up on my packages, but something that a lot of people don't realize about eBay is that they'll look up and they'll see what something's listed for, and don't understand that you can list anything for any price on eBay. That by no means does that mean it's going to sell for that. You can, after you do your search on eBay, you can sort the listings by what they actually sold for. And if the price is green on the listing, that's actually what it's sold for. And then you've got to take into consideration, was there shipping charges? Did the seller pay for shipping, or did they charge the buyer the shipping? Me personally, I always charge the buyer, because it's a different rate if I'm going to send something 20 miles away, or if I'm going to send it across the country. It's a different rate. So it's hard to put a flat rate cost on shipping unless you can use the U.S. Postal Service's flat rate boxes or envelopes, which most of the time are not cost effective. It's usually cheaper to actually do actual shipping instead of the flat rate, unless you're sending something extremely heavy that fits in those little boxes that they provide. So the other thing, and I'm only going over all of this because this is something that we deal with every day. People call and want us to make an offer on something, and then they almost get insulted when we make our offer. And so we have to explain to them, there's a cost of doing business on our end as well. We have to pay taxes. We have to pay royalties to eBay, or even if we sell it at the store at Vintage Deluxe, we have to pay the store a commission also. So we have to take all of that into consideration, and also the fact that not everything's going to sell. I currently have a little over 800 items listed on eBay, and I would bet that when it's all said and done, 200 of those end up in a garage sale just to get them out of my store, off of my inventory. And so not everything's going to sell. Medical supplies and stuff like that, you're no longer allowed to sell on eBay. So that really stinks, because we've done real well in the past with selling like catheters and stuff like that we buy at surplus or whatever, and then sell them individually. But I don't know why it's been exiled from eBay, other than maybe people are not using them appropriately. It's the only thing I can figure. So when I make an offer on a collection, or even on an individual item, obviously I'd like to buy collections, because you're gonna get, hello, up here. I'm here. Okay. I got a new camera, guys. You'll just bear with me. So, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'd like to buy collections because you're gonna get a better bulk price, so to speak, and that helps on the stuff, on times like I was talking about, when things don't sell. We can allow that to basically to be written off, And but back to what I was going to say. If I'm making an offer on an item, and just for the ease of the conversation, let's say that it's a $100 item. It sells for $100, and this camera is crazy. Okay, let's say that it sells for $100. Well, if an item sells for $100, I need to buy it around $35 to $40 max. I would rather buy it at $25 to give me a little cushion to negotiate, or something like that. But because of taxes and eBay fees and all of that good stuff, it's super hard to buy stuff. And especially if the people have been looking at eBay and seeing the listed prices, that $100 item may have been listed for $200, but it's never going to sell for $200. I'll give you a prime example of a purchase that I made. This turned to be a not good purchase. I bought all these life-size Barbie dolls, and I have yet to sell one. Well, that's a lot of money I have tied up in those, just to sit there. They'll eventually sell, and I'll probably make a couple of dollars on them. But for the amount of money I have tied up in that versus what it's going to return, probably not a wise purchase on my end. And the other thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration is what it takes to have an eBay store. For example, here's our shipping department. You just saw me package all these boxes up. Well, these boxes come from, we do buy certain boxes on sizes that we use frequently, but here is a whole section of just boxes and packing material. Fortunately, we have friends that give us a lot of packing material, but we still have to source the boxes. We get a lot of boxes given to us as well, but not all of them. Like all of these here, we buy all of these, and we buy bubble wrap, more boxes up here, bubble mailers. None of this stuff is free, and none of it's really cheap. But this is a 30 by 30 building that I'm in, and it is chocked full of eBay items. This is all of mine and Dee's stuff put together, and we have our situations of, not our situations, our ways of keeping it separate, but everybody just thinks that you got all your stuff in a tote in the closet, and when it sells, you'll pull it up. It's not really the case. There's just stuff everywhere, like all this cat food. I've sold 1 box, and I have 50. So if you got a cat and you need some food, let me know. This is all stuff that we bought over the weekend, and we need to go through. This is more stuff here. So it's definitely it's not just sit at home and make money in the easy way kind of deal. It's a job, and we treat it like that. So I don't know how good this video is going to turn out. Like I said, this is my first time doing it with this camera, and I got frustrated a couple of times and just turned it off, because at the end of the day I have to get my job done. And so we'll see how it turns out, and we'll keep doing more to learn. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, y'all have a good one.